Welcome to another My Outlander Purgatory recap. This week, we kick off the new season with a recap of the Season 5 premiere, The Fiery Cross. Ready? Then pour yourself a wee dram, settle in, and let's do this. Hello, everyone!
Hi, everyone.
I'm Tracey.
I'm Carol.
And we are My
Outlander
Purgatory! We are back, baby. Carol. It has
and I
been...
would love to say, and we're better than ever, but I'm really not.
It's really I've been working 12-hour plus days for we're on day 22, and that counts weekends too. Day 22. So I can't promise what the hell is going to come out of my mouth tonight. It's going to be anything goes.
I know what's coming out of my mouth. I have plenty to say.
So Carol, we're back. Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh, it's a long time ago.
It is a long time ago.
Droughtland is over.
It is over, baby.
Over.
It felt, it's been 13 months, something like that. Crazy.
Lord help us.
But, I don't know. I guess it went about as fast as it would go, given that it was 13 months. I don't know.
Come on.
Carol, what are you drinking this evening?
Same old shit, keep going. You guys, I am a creature of habit.
If you're just joining us, by the way, we should introduce ourselves if people are just joining us. We are sisters. We like Outlander. We like the books. We are book readers, so apologies in advance when we're like, in the books! Hashtag in the books.
Especially to Third Sister Jill, who did not read the books, but is completely caught up now.
Third Sister Jill binged the whole series the past couple of months. And if you're on Twitter, we regaled you with her adventures through the show. But, so we read the books 10 years ago. It's our 10th anniversary of My Outlander Purgatory. We do these recaps every week. We're irreverent, but all said in love. And there you go. So Carol's drinking the same Chardonnay that she drinks every week, except once in a while she mixes it up with some whiskey or something.
Last night I had a little Oban. I don't remember which one it was, but it was tasty and it came in a big canister.
Well, you were watching the show, so everybody else was hoisting a little something.
Okay. You guys, I'm really not as much of an alcoholic as you guys think I am. And I was watching and I didn't have anything to drink. And all of a sudden Roger was like, and I went, I want some scotch. And I ran and got my scotch, and I was so happy. And you know what? Oh my gosh, Tom would have laughed at me because I had one finger, and I always have to add a little bit of water. I do. I admit it. Tom used to say from You Never Saw It, Tracey, The Quiet Man. When I want whiskey, I want whiskey. And when I want water, I want water. So I have to have a little bit of water, unless I unless I have a blend, because it's easier to drink. But I don't, for the first time I put ice cube or two in there. So it was clinking. I sounded like a soap opera.
I do not like whiskey. I do not like it. I'm going to have to learn to like it when we go to Scotland in 2 months on the Mop Goes to Scotland trip.
You know what I have to say about that?
Oh, David, we're going to Scotland.
Oh, David.
Scotland is just a wonderful place. That was my bad Moira.
La, Scotland. La.
All right, I'm drinking this La Fea that it came in the Groupon 15 bottles of wine for $84 box that I order every year.
She doesn't really mean Groupon, correct?
No, I mean Groupon.
Oh, it was a Groupon?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I just took one look at that bottle, and I was like, I would buy the bottle because I'd be like, oh, that's pretty.
It is pretty. It's very pretty. It's got all sorts of nice feathery designs. All right, so before we kick this off, can we please have the ceremonial changing of the books?
Please.
So last
Continue.
last season was was based on Drums of Autumn, which is, for those of you who are non-book readers, the 4th book in the Outlander series. This season is based on The Fiery Cross, book number 5 of the season. So, Carol, maybe you'd like to hum a little music or say a word or two as I do the big exchange. And I need to unplug here so that I can.
Oh my god, I can't even reach that.
So Drums of Autumn, you were very good to us last season.
Oh, I love that cover. Look at that color. It's beautiful.
I know. Sometimes, but overall, whatever.
When I was reading, I would just stop and look at it. I have to tell you that I think Drums was where I switched from books to Kindle. Not that I don't have all the books, and I have had Diana Gabaldon sign some of them. I don't go and show up at the signing with books like this, though.
Like somebody that we once stood behind in line after 5 hours in line.
At 2:30 a.m. and we were like, what? How did we get to be the last one? And there she was with her stack of books. But yes, oh my goodness. I used to just stop and look at it.
Okay. So we're on to Fiery Cross. I will say Fiery Cross, the book, is my least favorite of the series. Which is making me like, Fiery Cross has a lot of good moments, but I just felt like the story was kind of all over the place sometimes. So it's going to be interesting. I actually welcome changes from the book that they might make on the show this season, because again, it's not like I didn't like it, but it's just, if I rank them, it's my least favorite. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do.
I think I might have said that years back, but once I saw Diana Gabaldon said that Drums of Autumn and Fiery Cross was really one big long story.
It's what it is.
I just sort of think of it as Drums of Autumn, Fiery Cross. Fiery Cross. I just sort of think of it as one big long thing. So I don't really see it as, I just always have lumped 4 and 5 together, which is interesting that they did not do that in the series. It was 4. Now, am I correct that 5 and 6 are being lumped together?
I don't think so, because there is a season 6, and Breath of Snow and Ashes, which is number 6, is just way too long. I mean, there's too much shit that goes down in that book to ever lump it. But there's one moment in the trailer that reminds me quite a bit of something that happens in season 6, and in fact gave me palpitations when I saw it. So I'm not going to say what.
I am telling you, I swore, you guys, did I make this up in my head? Because it's entirely possible. But I thought I saw that 5 and 6 were going to be kind of lumped together, or maybe a portion of 6.
I think I saw that some elements of 6 might be in 5, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. 5 is 1 episode shorter than the previous 4 seasons have been. It's only 12 episodes. So there's a lot of stuff that they're going to need to cram in, which has me concerned that they spent 30 minutes on walking down the aisle.
Mother of God.
Let's get into it. Slajava, and here we go. All right, it's episode 501, named, aptly enough, The Fiery Cross. So we get a cold open. And the cold open is little wee Jamie sitting there all forlorn, and here come Murtaugh.
Have you ever in your life seen Murtaugh looking that hot? I was like, where's he been all these years?
My God. I mean, no offense to Duncan, what's his last name? Oh my God. See, I'm not going to remember it. LaCroix.
Offense?
No, but about what I'm about to say. But that has to be some CGI or some, whatever the Photoshop method of video is. To be or some sort of clips that are some sort of like serious like facelift, and whatever it was, send them my way, please, because like he didn't have a wrinkle on him in that scene. Oh,
you guys, I got it.
But then it's super close up too. You know.
All right, I'm sorry. I am going to squirrel a little bit tonight.
That's okay.
A friend of mine had an extra credit at a massage facial company she goes to, and she was like, "Hey, you want to come with me? I'll get you a facial." And I was like, "Yeah." So I go for this facial, and the lady was like, "Oh, do you put anything?" I'm laying there. "You put anything on your neck? You really should." I'm like, "Oh, great, thanks."
No, he looked fantastic, and I don't know whether it was like all help or I don't know, but he's never been hotter. So
I'm so glad you're saying that, because I was like, is there something wrong with me? How have I never
my
God,
no. So he's all like, Jamie's mother has just died, and he's all like, you know, yeah, she died. It's really sad, but like, I'm never gonna leave you. Don't worry about it. And you can't even like think about what he's saying because he's just so hot.
But he wasn't.
And little baby,
but he wasn't like. Yeah, she died. He was like, she's gone. And I was like, my God, tone it down.
Yeah, bring it down, Murtaugh, bring it down. He's like 5.
No, about a 9, take it down to about a 4, as Dave Oskovic would say. Holy crap!
Yeah, no, the part that I thought was hilarious was that, like, you know, he's like, she's dead, she's gone, but I'll never leave you, whatever. And he's like making him laugh. He's like the little kid is like, which I guess is nice, but it's like, but by the way, she's gone.
Yeah, well, I loved when he was like, but I will never leave you. I'm like, first of all, you sound like you're shitting on his poor mother. She didn't mean to. And second of all, dude, I would wonder about the bears and or Englishmen coming around that corner, because you might.
I know. All right, so that's the cold open. Then we go into the new starting. What do we think of the new starting? What do we think of the music of it is now like a choir? Like,
I didn't like it.
Sing me a song. What didn't you like?
Well, they might as well play I think
the whole episode just reminded you of the Waltons, and that's why you're saying that.
What'd you say? What?
I said the whole episode reminded you of the Waltons, and that's why you're saying that. I just, you know, it's very nice. To me, it doesn't capture the Americana of it.
Oh my God, because I was annoyed that I'm sorry, have you kissed Goodbye Scotland altogether?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Keep the Celtic sound in there, please.
I mean, like, a little bit. Like, you know on Survivor, where the music is always kind of different each time, but there's always that, like, woo, sort of through it? Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, but, like, again, it's like, it's so, like, choiry, and
I didn't like it. I hope it stops right away.
Yeah, but I didn't really watch it enough to, like, try to pinpoint, like, elements of it and what they might mean, but I do like how you now see, like, when Katrina's credit is on, like, you see her sort of from behind, and then
I just love that they keep her dirty legs running.
I know, and we still have at the Stones, which I will always have.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, good, they kept her dirty legs. I don't know why.
But the other thing that's interesting to me is now, did you notice that Roger and Bree take front and center? Like, whereas before it was always like Jamie and Claire at the end, and they're still at the end, but you get the same shot of Roger and Bree kind of like looking over the fake horizon as well. So that is very telling. That is telling us that, like, the show is starting to maybe, like, not quite have this laser focus on Jamie and Claire, and maybe they're sort of expanding their horizons a little bit.
Yeah, well, have you seen Roger? That's kind of fun with me. Damn. Did you notice he's, like, totally, like, I don't know what he did, but he must have gone on some kind of wheatgrass diet or something. I don't know.
No, Roger's looking fine. We'll get to that.
He's just looking more chiseled.
Right.
I should know because I'm the opposite. I've got, like, this happening, so Roger's like...
Yeah, I think that the 18th century agrees with Roger, at least physically.
You know what, though? I gotta say, and I don't know where in this video to even say it, so I'm just gonna say it right now. Oh, do I get myself so annoyed that everyone, Jamie, Claire, Bree, they're all like, ooh, Roger. What are we gonna do with him?
Yeah.
Like,
Roger, look at Bree. She's shooting and hunting. Roger.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we're going to go to war. Like, oh, great. Ooh, what are we going to do with Roger?
Roger, you think you can stick around here and clean up a little?
Oh, poor Raj. But, I mean, that's kind of, like, the theme that he never quite fits in, you know? He's never, like, he's not really good at this or good at that. And they make that point really quickly after the starting.
Okay. First,
because I always like to credit the writer is Matt Roberts, and who we love, and the director is Stephen Wolfenden, who I don't remember if he directed before. And the Easter egg is Bree getting ready, so like it's not really even an Easter egg. Okay, yes. So all right, so go. We see.
Here's my first comparison to the books. I think in this season, Roger in the books is like less capable, but they don't seem quite as like. Ooh, Roger. Whereas in the show, they're like, yeah, Roger, what do we do? Whereas Roger's like, F y'all. Like, I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will be honest, it's been a long time since I've read Fiery Cross. So this is the first season that I'm really going to be like, I can't believe they did that. Like, the books didn't do that. Oh, yeah, they did. Or... Like, yeah, I don't remember a lot.
And I don't care. I like it when it's different because I feel like it's a whole new story.
Right. For me. I remember bits. I mean, there's a lot of good parts of this book. There's a lot of like. I will tell you this: Drums of Autumn was very like loving and whatever, but you know there wasn't a whole lot of like good scenes. Firecross did a lot of good scenes. There's gonna be one in a barn sometime. It's not really a spoiler, but...
Oh, I decided last night none of that's going to be in this.
Really?
Mm-mm. Can we do a spoiler alert already?
Okay. Go. Spoil... Oh, all right, well...
King Willow scene?
Wait, which scene? Which scene?
Are we in the spoiler alert?
All right, Sheldon?
Excuse me! Spoiler alert!
All right, we are now.
Weeping Willow scene. Jamie, Claire at Jocasta's wedding.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen. Not gonna happen. In the barn. Not gonna happen. Watch, Sassa. Not gonna happen.
All right. And a spoiler.
Because those are my favorites, and my favorites never happen. So I want to warn all of you guys right now. Not gonna happen.
Okay. Spoiler over. All right. So Jamie and Roger's trying to shave himself, and Jamie's like, "Yeah, you're making a mess of this."
Oh yeah, Roger, dumbass. Poor Roger.
Okay, all the men have to get shaved and like get ready. Oh, but Roger.
How do you solve a problem like
Roger? What am I gonna do with Roger? He doesn't know how to use a razor.
This is Jamie.
That was a funny scene though. You know, it set this whole idea up that we're talking about. But I did really like when Jamie was like, and Roger's face was like priceless. Every time Jamie would like do something with that razor, he's like,
yeah, he was like, oh god,
so great.
Flashbacks, Jamie. Which P.S. Getting the shit kicked out of you to the point where you're almost dead. That would bring back some serious flashbacks.
Oh, to razors?
Yeah, like his flashbacks are minuscule, you know what I mean? Like, Roger, yeah, brought back a thought. Okay, move on. You know what I mean? No, that would be a massive flashback with Jamie standing here holding this razor.
I mean, I guess you have to assume that he has flashbacks, but like they didn't show them. You know, like
I felt like yes, agreed, and I felt like Sam was almost like doing like a stage production scene in that scene, like it was very slow and methodical on his part.
Right. I kind of think, I felt like the first couple scenes sort of they're getting their feet wet again with everything.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of like we feel like we need to like reintroduce ourselves, and I kind of was like, nah, you can just jump right in. I don't know. But anyway, so then we see like the great grand shots of like Fraser's Ridge and Claire's narration, and that music is just so great. That music, the Fraser's Ridge music is just so great. It's so great. So clearly it's wedding day, and like the wedding's about to start. They're like, you know, here comes everybody from the town. Clearly they didn't have to go to the B list on the wedding invitations because like everybody showed up. They had 100% turnout because like everybody that they ever knew ever is there. except for Murtaugh, he's hiding in a shed, like, a mile down the road. But, like...
You have to go to the shed later.
Jocasta's there, Ulysses is there, Lord John. We'll get to that, because I have some thoughts about Lord John. I should say that the wedding in the books... Here we go. In the books.
I don't even remember
in the books. The wedding happens at something called The Gathering, for those of you who are non-book readers.
Oh, yeah.
The
Is
Gathering...
that as much of what The Gathering is there's going to be?
The Gathering is...
The Gathering.
We call it... Yes, MOP fans will know that we call it Lord the Gathering. Because literally, the first, 150 pages of that are at The Gathering, and it never friggin' ends. It's like a big, Boy Scout jamboree, but with clans.
Yes, and if you go back to all of my reviews on the blog when I was reading the books, that is exactly what I would say every 5 minutes.
Yes,
The
Gathering. It just never ended. But sort of in the midst...
Right now, Tracey, we should be showing a T-shirt from...
I have the Lord the Gathering to the T-shirt.
Lord the Gathering, because they are available.
But it was way, the feel was way more Scottish, I think, from the wedding. So it was just sort of a part of the Gathering, and it was kind of more, if I remember correctly, a little more informal. Like, it wasn't, there wasn't like a huppa there or whatever the hell they had going on, or a stage. I don't think.
Jeez, no.
I mean, again, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I guess. Because the Gathering was the gathering of the Scottish clans in America, whereas that wedding was very America, I felt like. Oh, right. Yeah, Carol, when was the last time you were in 18th century?
Well, North Carolina? Well, the thing is, and I mean, I'll say it now, I felt like the wedding was really contemporary. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was, it makes me want to go do research of, did brides really get walked down the aisle in it's not even 1780. We're still, 1770-ish, if that, has,
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe even before that.
Would you have, were the vows said the same way? I don't know, but it felt very contemporary to me, which was a little weird. But this wedding, my God, I think it was some sort of love letter to the fans or Easter egg or something that all the fans laugh and joke about how long the gathering is. So they're I know, we'll make the wedding just as long. I mean, we're skipping over some stuff, but Bree's Claire's helping Bree with her dress that I guess Claire made in a day, the bat suit.
She can't turn on a dress.
Say that again.
She can't turn on a stove burner.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Every once in a while,
but she can make a dress.
Yes,
in
dress
seconds.
In a day. The dress is beautiful. Claire looked amazing. I'm sorry, Claire looks younger than Bree. Claire looks great.
I didn't notice that.
I think she.
What Jill thought? Third sister Jill thought. Well, she hasn't seen this season though. This was probably when she was on season 3. She was like, I think Claire. It was when they first aged them. She was like, I think Claire looks a lot older.
Oh, well, that's good. I didn't think she looked particularly
she was just commenting on how Jamie didn't age at all.
Oh. I mean, but the thing with Katrina that's so great is that Katrina embodies motherhood. I believe that she's Bree's mother, even though she looks younger than Bree. She just has that maternal quality about her.
Yes.
That's she's so good. She's so bloody good in this show.
She's ridiculous. She's got, my God, I didn't think it was possible for her to get better, but I think she's gotten better.
Yes, I agree. So, and again, this was, all these little scenes were sort of, getting back in the game to me. It just felt like they were getting back in the game a little bit. And we have to establish our little relationships here and here and here and here and here. I could have moved them along more quickly, but whatever. So then, give me your thoughts a little bit on the big house.
All I was wondering about was the porch. How the porch was they were still building it.
Right.
And,
it felt sort of
I was thinking
narrow.
about under the porch.
Oh, yeah. White Sow. That's where the White Sow lives.
Are we to the White Sow yet?
The White Sow was around in Drums of Autumn, I think, but like they didn't really make that big a deal of it. The White Sow is just this pig that annoys the hell out of everybody.
It's like you said. I'm looking for our text from last night. It's like, because that's the best notes I have. It's like exactly how you pictured the big house.
Jamie's study is so how I pictured it. Mm-hmm. Right to the point that, like, I always imagined that you would walk in the door, and maybe they describe it this way, so that's why I imagine it. But you walk in the door, you make a right, and you walk into Jamie's study, and that's exactly how it is in the show. It is like the picture of what was in my mind.
You know what's so funny? I wasn't thinking along those lines, and now I really have to go back and look, because Diana Gabaldon is always so descriptive that so much of the show, if they're true to the books, I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what it was. But you know what's funny? I didn't pay as much attention to the inside of the big house last night when I was watching. We didn't see too much of it
because it's still under construction. Like, I think they were sleeping in the kitchen because I'm guessing that their bedroom isn't ready.
Okay, here's what I want to know. All right, so we're all obsessed with coronavirus and thoughts of this. So all I could think of was all these sick people she is bringing into her home. Is there a completely separate door where they go in and then they leave and they are never the twain never the twain shall meet? Like, please tell me
I don't think so.
That the rest of their house, she is a surgeon. She is a doctor. She understands we beasties, okay? Please tell me that her office where she sees patients is closed.
Her surgery, Carol. Surgery
is closed off from the common areas of the house.
There's a door on it. Well, we saw it. Bree was getting ready in there. So Bree's wedding gown was covered with wee beasties.
Like, it's not like Claire is from the 18th century. So what in the actual?
Well, I don't think that she would really think that way. Like, I don't.
How about the kid who was like, my throat's really hurting. And she's like, oh, yes, abscess. They have to come out. And I'm thinking to myself, dear God, woman, get them out. She's like, you can wait. I'm like, get them out right now. It's going to be a huge sore throat.
The surgery was great. The surgery was great looking, by the way. That was not quite what I pictured. I pictured the surgery being a little smaller, and this was pretty big and nice. Okay. So, all right. So Claire goes into the surgery or the study, and they all talk about love, and you know it's lovely, whatever. So Jamie's putting together this like something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new, brings it to Bree. Oh, they all have to have their little. It's like permutations. Like there's Bree, Claire, and Jamie, and we have to have and Roger, and we have to have a Jamie and Roger scene. We have to have a Jamie and Bree scene. We have to have a Claire and Bree Jamie scene. We have to have a Claire and Bree scene. And it was kind of like
too much.
Just get the show on the road. I get it. I've watched the show. I've watched this series. I've read all the books. I know who they are. I know how they feel. Move it along. Move it along. Move it along. Okay. And it was interesting. I will say I did get choked up a little bit with when Jamie was giving the stuff to Bree, and he if you watch his eyes, Sam is so good too. They're all so good.
I just have to interrupt you for a second and squirrel because I just realized that Tracey and I texted through the whole show. So like, I know, and I should have done this a long time ago. Look, damn.
No, it was just when he as I wrote it down, he's like, "'Tis a blessing you came to me," and his eyes are all like kind of watery, and I was just like, he's really great. He's really great. The music for some reason was very 1940s movie, like very 1940s, like, you know, tearjerker, like guy coming home from the war movie. I don't know. I just thought it. Okay, thus begins the longest walk down the aisle in cinematic history.
Wait a minute. You're going too fast, and I'm not commenting. I have no one had hair like this in the 18th century in the Carolinas.
I don't know what you're.
They're Bree and Claire's hair.
Oh my God, I know.
So gorgeous and stunning, but come on now, who did their hair? Lizzie? I mean, really? Come on. Come on.
No, well, Claire did Bree's hair. She said. Oh my God.
Which is stronger, this wedding lead up or
this video?
Or this, Lord, this video.
All right, we're not even down the aisle, and we're already like I can't read it, but like half hour in. Okay. Yeah. So
you're just coming down the stairs. You're past that.
Now.
You had for sake. I bet we're gonna get a homily too, an Ave Maria.
I mean, this is okay. So it takes us like half a year to walk down the aisle, and we're seeing everybody that's there.
Bella and Edward were halfway through their reception at this point.
And again, like literally everyone they invited came. Like, when does that ever happen at a wedding? My response rate for my wedding was like, I think we invited 200 and we got 140. Like, and I think that's probably
Tracey,
typical.
they know they're getting good eats.
Like,
I mean,
seriously.
Jamie is pretty much the laird, so they know
it didn't
they're
really look like they had like a huge spread. I don't know.
It's gonna be eating good tonight. There's like, yeah, well, what spread do they have at their house? Some bread and cheese.
Okay, yeah. So
and what about Frank? I made a comment to you at this point that I was.
Yes, Carol at this point is like, you know, Brianna's like talking about all like her father can be there, and she doesn't have to imagine him anymore. And Carol's like, "What about Frank?"
You guys, when have you ever, in all the years we've been doing this, heard me say? And I'm going back to when we were reading the books and doing this. When have you ever heard me say, "What about Frank? What about Harold? What about Frank?" I was like, poor Frank. I mean, it was just like Jamie, or my dad, and this and that. And oh, we love you, and this and that, and me, and the three of them, and yay. And I was like, my God, does anybody remember laughter? Does anybody remember Frank? Light a freaking candle, people.
Oh my God. All right. So
yeah. I'm starting Tobias Tuesday.
I know. Frank gets no love. So no one's talking about Frank.
Right.
So we see,
I'm going to call it Philip Thursday.
We see literally every second of this wedding. Like, dearly beloved, we're gathered here to celebrate this, and if anybody has a problem with that, who is it? Like, talk. Like, did they say that in 1770, whatever, 1770?
Listen, you write all this down.
What?
Write it down and we'll Google it.
Oh, okay. I did.
And not only that, I have
my
to look
notes.
up. I'm sure I'm going to be the one looking up the videos, the fun little cutesy inserted video clips. So write it down so that we know.
Right,
I don't even need to write with.
All right.
I have an eyeliner.
All right. I just felt like it was overly long to me. You know, and I mean, I like a wedding as much as the next girl. Really glad that Roger and Bree are getting married. But I just was like...
Yeah. Right. What are we doing here, people?
Yeah.
Stop, baby, stop!
What else did I write down? Baby Felicity was very cute. That's the little baby, because now you can see that that Fergus and Marsali have another baby besides Jermaine, and that's Felicity, and she's very cute. So
break up during the ceremony.
Yeah, I'm writing down my notes like, oh my God, they're literally going to show this whole thing. Oh my God. And then Jamie and Claire starts remembering their wedding, and this was kind of cute, where, you know, like sort of as Bree and Roger are having their vows, Claire's remembering her and Jamie's vows, and they're like looking at each other.
Are Claire and Jamie gonna do it in the middle of the ceremony? I was like, now we're talking.
No, that was more love eyes. That wasn't more like hot, I'm gonna jump you now eyes. That was more like, I'm so in love with you eyes.
My eyes.
Okay, so finally, 30 minutes in, we get to the reception. I think it was 30 minutes in.
You skipped something that to me was very... Jamie had pants on, correct?
Yeah.
Because we didn't see the big kilt. Didn't, like, the minute Jamie got to America, he started wearing his kilts again?
No. I don't think he's been wearing a kilt. No, that's the whole point of later on.
I'm comparing to the books, I guess.
I do. I mean, I think you're right. I think that maybe he did I think maybe he did some. I don't honestly remember. Like, That's one of those things that Diana, like, and I think Diana would be the first one to say this, that she's sort of like, she's not very, like, she doesn't care about, like, details like that. Like, Jamie might be in a kilt here, but not here,
Yeah,
but not
no,
here. It's not that
whatever.
big a deal to her. She's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think in the show, he hasn't, which is why later on it becomes much more significant.
It was I liked the big deal about the kilt.
Right. Well, we'll get
Claire
to that.
was like,
We'll
Jamie,
get to that. We'll get to that.
All right, sorry.
We'll get to that. So we're at the reception. I don't know how much time. I think this whole thing, by the time we got to Jocasta in the little shed, was half an hour in. So I don't know. Nobody seemed really happy to be there. Like the whole reception. It took a long time, like, until people started getting really drunk, for people to not look really serious. And I was thinking to myself, like, well, maybe everyone's just on their best behavior because they're the tenants. Where maybe they're, like, it's that whole Presbyterian vibe, because that is a thing in the books where, you know, there's sort of this, like, chasm between the Catholics and the Presbyterians or the Anglicans or whatever. And I think the Anglicans, Presbyterians, whatever, are much more serious and, like, pious. And, you know, you're not going to, like, have fun and drink at a wedding. Like, a wedding is a
Until they start
holy
telling
thing.
their little jokes and having to, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. And I kept waiting for Kate and Leonardo to show up. So Kate
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
What are we getting to? We're there.
Well, no. Because can we talk about Tryon for a minute first? Tryon is so good. Governor Tryon. He's so great. He's so great. I love him. He's so, like, nice guy and, like, you know, oh, this is a wonderful wedding and whatever, and, like, let's talk, Jamie. Love your letters. You know, I just wish there was a bit more, like, pounding on the villains a little bit. Well, I'll let you get back to you. Later he has a line the next day when he's like, yeah, I didn't want to say this at the wedding, but, like, I have a man with me. Well, no, actually, it's a platoon. Oh, that was here. That was this part because I put it in my notes. Yeah, I have a man with me. Oh, well, actually, it's a platoon.
Go get your gun.
I thought that was so funny. So he's just great. But yeah, he's basically saying there's trouble in River City. Your little stories are, like, awesome and amusing, but, like, we got to start, like, maybe thinking about kicking some butt now. But we'll talk about it later. So, and the look that Jamie has when he turns around and walks away is like, it's totally like when, you know, you're really dreading something and you're like, you know, maybe I can hold him off for another couple of days, but then it finally hits and you're like,
yeah.
You know, so we see Jermaine. He's totally cute. What else? But yeah, I mean, was it just me or did everyone seem kind of bored? I don't know. Everyone was kind of like, you know, they were dancing and, like, when they finally started dancing, even it was like, you know, all very, like, choreographed and I wanted, like, people to get down and dirty. I wanted it to be like the Titanic and partying in the steerage.
Do you want to go to a real party?
And
you know?
and the men. I don't remember what she said. All going off to the room to tell each other they're masters of the universe.
Right. Whatever.
What do I have here? Oh no, this has nothing to do with the show.
They do the wedding cake again.
I totally want to date Murtaugh, or maybe Roger. He's gotten extremely hot, and then you have Agreed. Oh, now you mentioned Lord John at this point.
Well, let's get, yeah, I mean, yes, I'm looking, yes. Okay.
This is how I crack myself up. I'm like, Arthur, sometimes I just think funny thoughts.
Can we put a pin in that for 2 seconds? Because I do want to say one thing that's significant. You know, they do the wedding cake, whether they do that or not. What's up with Roger being like, oh, what's this wedding cake? Why are you putting wedding cake in my face? Like, don't they contemporarily know, like, what the wedding cake deal is in the UK? UK readers tell us, or watchers, like, do you not do that?
Is that an American thing?
Is that an American thing? Like, well, okay. Maybe it is. I don't know. And Jocasta and Ulysses show up because we got to meet with everybody, and she's all to Roger like, let me talk to you later. And he's like, okay.
Jocasta, or as she's known in other circles, older Mary Ingalls.
She's great too. She's so good. If I can't have Meryl Streep, which is my dream, Jocasta, then I will take and I'm blanking on her name too. She's from The Commitments. She was in The Commitments. That's all I know.
She was in The Tudors. She does. Catherine was awesome. What is her damn name? It's like
Maria Doyle Kennedy. Maria Doyle Kennedy. Okay. I pulled that right out of my ass. So okay, but the thing I wanted to say that was a very interesting comment to file away from Roger is like, oh, well, maybe when we go back, we'll do this all again and we'll do it right next time. And Bree was like, okay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. All right. So we get to the dancing now, and we're getting a little more into it. Lizzie's very into it. Lizzie just wants to dance with all the boys. She wants to party like it's 1999, like
Lizzie,
it's 1799. Then we get to the drinking games, and we see John Quincy Myers. Woohoo! Love him so much. And they start doing the tongue twisters. And now is the time when we pay homage to Lauren Lyle, as we do every episode, because she's so awesome and amazing. I don't know what to do with myself.
She's just a breath of fresh air on this show.
She is so great. I want the Marsali episode. I want the Marsali special spin-off episode where Marsali gets her own show and Fergus can be in it, but it's really her show. Come on. I
just don't understand why Fergus, he is just such a little side part.
I know.
I keep waiting for Fergus to have more of a role.
Yeah, Fergus is not... I mean, Fergus isn't the hugest role in the books. It's a little more significant, I think. But Fergus is in the books is a really good spice. Not necessarily used all the time, but so powerful when he is. And you don't really get that as much in the show. But Marsali, my God, she was serving Minnie Driver from Good Will Hunting vibes everywhere. Do you not agree?
How do you like
with
them?
With the Patty joke. When she meets all the friends and she tells the joke about Patty and his wife. I forget the wife's name, but and it's a kind of a dirty joke. Totally serving that right up on a platter.
Mary looks up at him and she goes, "Dinner's a gift."
She's so good. Then Lord John comes along and tries to play. And this hurt me.
Well, it's supposed to hurt you. It's supposed to be awkward.
I don't think Lord John would put himself in that position.
I don't know. I kind of see him as he tries and he wants so badly to be in there, but he just is too stuffy. He can't do it.
I don't think Lord John would have come, first of all. Because, let's not forget that, Lord John lives in Virginia, which might as well be, California to us now. It's not easy to get to Frasers Ridge from where he is.
Yes, but you forget one thing. Jamie's on Frasers Ridge.
Yes, Lord John was not at the actual wedding because again, the actual wedding was maybe that was what was missing from this wedding was that was in the books was the Scottishness of it all.
That was missing for me. That's
it was at the gathering, so it was really just the flavor was much more cultural, I think, and this was much just somebody's wedding. But Lord John, I get it. And look, Lord John is certainly he mingles with the unwashed masses. I know that. In the Lord John books, he's totally not averse to hitting up a brothel to hang out with the local whores and get some information that's going to help him solve his cases or whatever. But it was just And I get, like, he was sort of supposed to be the comic relief a little bit, but it didn't, it just felt out of character for him to put himself in a position where he would be the comic relief.
Well, it's just one of these things that's just maybe a little different in the show.
I agree.
And it's Jamie's daughter. It's her wedding. He's kind of tight with Bree. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why.
Yes.
He wants so desperately to be part of that family, even though he'll never be part of that family. But he, you know what I'm saying?
There's a difference between being a guest at the wedding and being Jamie's friend and, like, being like, can I play? I'm going to talk Shakespeare. Like, I just...
Yeah, that was uncomfortable, but it was cute uncomfortable. You're like, oh, Lord John, you go sit over there.
You guys tell us in the comments what you thought. I get it. I do. I get it. But I love Lord John so much that, like, I have a certain idea of what his character is like. And that was sort of not in line with that idea. So I was just like, ooh. Although I will say the end scene, once the last scene from the wedding where he's just sort of sitting there, like, when they're having all their, like, I was calling it the threesome because it was Jamie and Claire and Bree and Roger and Murtaugh and then the last scene you see is him.
Everyone was doing it.
And everybody, like, is, the last person, like passes out and poor Lord Joanne is just like...
And then that guy falls over.
Yeah.
That was funny. But I had that in my notes too. I said I thought I think it's kind of cute with Lord John because you were saying this. And I have maybe he likes not having to be stuffy like he does with Hal at all.
It's possibly. It could be, it might.
Who do you think would be more likely to want to mingle at this party? Lord John or Hal?
Oh, Hal would never. But I see
you
your
have to remember too. Tryon was there, so it's not completely odd for him to be there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do think it's. I'm gonna put a stake in the ground that I don't think he would have been like, oh, can I play? I'll recite Shakespeare. Now, I buy that, like, the last scene where he's, like, sitting on the stool, kind of forlorn, like, because he's just like,
what do I do now?
Yeah, but
Who do I do now?
The Shakespeare thing, no, I didn't like that.
I thought it was kind of silly because, I don't know, was Lord John really that awkward? Like, Lord John was able to strike up a friendship with Jamie, although Jamie's not, like, backwoods. I don't know.
I don't think he is that awkward. I don't think he would be like, oh, let me get in this ring with this group of drunk Scots and try to play their game.
He might watch, but he wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think he would do it. That's my opinion. But whatever.
All right, let's move on.
All right, moving on. So Jamie and Lord John are talking. They go off for a little walk, and my knees just buckle because I'm just like, oh my god, I love them together. So Bree's like, oh yeah, because Claire and Bree are all like, so Mom, remember all those great dances we used to do in the future?
I was like,
I know. They're like, what? Look, and they're not even talking. Bree's like, well, how about the mashed potato and how about the twist? I'm surprised she wasn't like, come on, baby. So she goes off to get Jamie to do the twist or the mashed potato or something. I can't see what. Oh, it's Lord John and Jamie.
Look at that fineness.
I know.
Look at that fine piece of fine right there.
So she overhears Lord John telling Jamie that Stephen Bonnet has been seen in the territories.
Okay, that was the best part of the whole episode.
I know. So Bree's like, dun, dun, dun. And so she sort of walks over like she's been stabbed. And Claire's like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever. And then they finally make Carol happy by acknowledging that Frank existed.
Surprise Tuesday, y'all. It's coming back. We're just gonna put it on a crown blog. Crown Purgatory.
Oh, you should do it.
My God, I finished last night, you guys. I didn't even know The Crown was only 10 episodes.
I know. It was good. It was very good.
Right.
Tobias was great in that. Have you guys
What?
watching The Crown with Tobias? He's really good.
He's ridiculously good.
He's really good. That's a story for another day. So we're sort of towards the end of the wedding. Jocasta sneaks off to meet Murtaugh, and y'all know it's Murtaugh. I mean, like, she's like sneaking in this shit.
I know.
And you're like, yeah, it's Murtaugh. And they talk for a while. The wedding's over. Jamie and Claire are back at home and taking care of the baby. Roger and Bree are at the cabin, and Roger's serenading her. He's learned to play one of these, like, sort of quasi-ukulele, like, cross between a ukulele and a real guitar. I don't know what it is. So then, yes, and then the three-way ensues, as I called it. And they're kind of cutting it with all the dancing that's going on, and it is starting to get, like, a little more rowdy now that they've had, like, every ounce of liquor that can be found within 50 miles of the ridge. You find out Marsali is expecting again, which is very nice.
Shocker.
And Lord John is the last man standing with the drunkards. And then the last thing you see is Bree kind of afterwards sort of laying there, and clearly she has Bonnet on her mind, and she's, like, freaked out about it.
Yes, and when third sister Jill sees this episode, she gonna have Bonnet on her mind, too.
We didn't actually see Bonnet. Oh, did she? Wait. I don't remember. She didn't really talk about too much about, like, how hot he is. Did she? In all the text and stuff?
He's her type.
Oh, he's totally her type. Are you kidding?
He's totes her type. I was going to say I could ask her.
Don't ask her now. Well, we'll ask her later.
Do you think Stephen Bonnet is hot? ? We can't remember, and we're filming a video, period.
So it's the next morning, and Jocasta tells Murtaugh that she has been proposed to by Duncan Innes.
And I was like, oh!
And book readers across the land were like, what? Because, okay, the backstory for non-book readers who don't realize is that in the books, Murtaugh actually dies in, like, we don't see Murtaugh again after book 2, I think. He dies in Culloden. But right. We never really know, I don't think we even know really what happened to him.
We'll refer to him as
Lafayette.
We're going to refer to him as Lafayette 2.0. That's for all you True Blood fans.
Yes. That's why we used to say Lafayette Murtaugh, because we wanted Murtaugh to survive into, and they did it. And I thought, I personally think it's a great change, because there's another character in the books. So once Murtaugh isn't around, this guy Duncan Innes sort of becomes Jamie's next second. And I won't say what happens, but he kind of fills the role that Murtaugh filled in the first couple of books. So when they Lafayetted Murtaugh, I was like, this makes total sense, because Duncan and Murtaugh are basically the same guy, or they serve the same purpose.
Lafayette is a verb. I am so using that tomorrow.
But now the plot thickens, because there really is a Duncan in us, and like,
I
my
said
mind is
to
blown.
Tracey, I gotta find that one. I was like, he lives, Duncan. What? What is Duncan doing there?
So I don't know what the hell is going to happen. It's very interesting. It makes sense, because Murtaugh's obviously not going to be around, so there is going to be a bit of a triangle there, or a bit of a lost love or whatever, which is going to be interesting. So we'll see where that goes. I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. Duncan was at the wedding, by the way, because he's in the end credits. I have no idea which one he is. Also in the episode were the bugs, Arch and what the hell's her name? I don't know. I didn't write it down. Matilda, something like that. I don't know.
Where were they?
I don't know. They didn't say, like, here's Arch.
Oh, you saw their names.
Yes, in the credits.
Tracey was a little further than me while we were watching. Excuse me, you guys, I'm so belchy. And Tracey would be like, oh, there's the bugs. And I was like, oh, I'm going to see the bugs. And then I was like, I never saw any bugs. I don't look at the credits the way Tracey does. Not that I don't appreciate seeing everyone's names, but I don't want to know. Definitely, to me, watching the credits in the beginning they're like spoilers.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, no, we've said that before, that, like, you know, if you see somebody's name in the beginning, like, you saw, David Berry was in the starting, so you knew Lord John was going to show up somewhere.
No, you knew.
Oh.
I did not look.
What did Jill say here? She just texted back.
So totally hot, but I hate him.
I hate myself for loving him.
He is conflicted.
Oh, Stephen Bond.
I hate myself for loving you. Can't break free from the murder you do.
I want to walk, but
I run back to you.
I hate myself for loving you. Okay. Here's my question. So, where did Ulysses go? Did Ulysses have to, like, just sleep on the lawn in front of the cabin all night?
And I have a thing in here saying that Ulysses, God bless him, I couldn't remember his name, and I was calling him Jocasta's manservant. And I said to you at one point, like, is it me, or does Ulysses, like, is he the same stature as, like, Lord John? You know what I mean? Like, he's, like, head and shoulders above some of these.
I know, he's tall. He's tall.
I don't mean height-wise. I mean that a figure of speech.
Oh, you mean, like, status-wise.
Yes, Ulysses is like, oh, look at these people. Look at these backwoods. Oh. Can I get you another cocktail? Like, he just, to me, seems like I'll tell you where Ulysses is. He's in the quarters with Lord John, wherever they put the highfalutin people.
You think so you think he had a place to stay, and then he they basically talked about, like, yeah, just come get me at, 10 a.m.
Yeah, he's Jocasta's right-hand man.
I know, that's why I thought he would sleep right outside.
Hell no. You're going to put Ulysses outside? I'm telling you right now, he is higher stature than everyone but Lord John and trying.
I don't know. All right, moving on. So it's the next day. Claire's back at work. She's not taking any time off. It's line out the door, ready to see Dr. Claire, Surgeon Claire, whatever they call her. And we meet
Medicine
Josiah Beardsley. Now,
whoa, what just happened to your microphone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, all the time. It got really loud, and it was like you were on the, like, microphone, like, intercom at the basketball game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I, like, scratched my neck.
Oh.
Maybe that was it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I won't see that again. Okay. I don't remember. Okay, I think that this Josiah Beardsley is... Okay. Tell me if I'm wrong, book readers.
He's a Beardsley?
So, okay.
What?
I think there's another... oh my god, I'm so confused. I think that they are mixing a bunch of characters. So, there are the Beardsley twins. Kezi?
You're spoiling.
I'm not saying who they are. I'm just saying.
Tread lightly. All I'm saying is tread lightly. I mean, the thing is with this book, not so much in Drums, but more in this book, we're going to start to meet characters that live on the Ridge. That are Jamie's tenants or that are part of the whole Ridge community. So all these people we've been talking about, the Bugs, I'm not going to say who they are yet. There's somebody, and I think it's the guy in the dark with the dark hair that sort of vaguely looks like Andrew Shue, is Ronnie Sinclair. He's another one. Who dat?
I just saw that in the credits, because there was one guy, the guy who, like, first volunteers as tribute to Jamie, and says he'll, like, kill me if I, like, screw you over, or whatever the hell that vow is.
I don't know, but Andrew Shue, I would have known.
He was like, I got an Andrew Shue vibe from him. Whatever. But Josiah
I saw
Beardsley,
him out to breakfast once.
I'm going to have to look through the book to see who this is because, okay, so he's got a scar on his. If you noticed, and because they made note of it, he's got a scar on his hand that indicates that he's a thief.
Yes.
There's another character named Bobby in the books who has a similar scar from being like a thief or imprisoned or something, but it's on his face. So I'm like, is this the same? Like, are they melding this character? Are they melding a bunch of characters into one guy? I do remember the Beardsley twins, and I think maybe there's another Beardsley somewhere. So I don't know how it's going to all play out. But anyway, so I don't know where I don't know. There may be. I have to look it up. I don't remember. But the point being that he is a well-known hunter. B, Lizzie so loves him. Lizzie's so hilarious. Lizzie just like wants a man. Lizzie wants herself a man.
And he wouldn't have looked at her twice, right, Jamie? Right, Mr. Fraser?
Oh, I think he was looking at her more than twice. But Jamie.
But he's telling Jamie, oh no, sir, I have respect.
Jamie clearly wants his hunting skills for when he is called up to duty and has to leave the family. So that's the agreement. Like, Claire's going to take his tonsils out, and then he's going to hunt for the family when Jamie's not around to do so. Right. Jamie not realizing that Bree could just provide for everybody, like, easily. Like, you don't need to worry, Jamie. It's all good.
Hot pot. Oh my god.
Okay. So the meeting of Jocasta. What did I do with my? Ooh, I don't know what the heck that just did. We are having issues here tonight. Okay. So Jocasta, the big Jocasta Roger meeting happens, and that was just delicious.
Cute hunter kid is who you were calling him, by the way.
Cute hunter kid, yeah. That meeting.
You forgot the Jocasta.
Every once in a while, your sound goes like this.
Yeah, you too.
Really?
I have the Jocasta conversation with Roger before this. Are you getting to that?
Well, we just sort of melded the whole. Yes, I'm getting to that now. That was delicious. That whole conversation was just great. Oh my god, it's really bad for you. Get an ice cube and go like this with it.
Does that work?
I think it does. I mean, not like I really have it anymore, but I never really did.
I was gonna say, when did you ever have hot flashes?
I didn't really.
Jill used to live in the freezer.
Jill still has them.
All right, anyway, sorry guys.
Okay.
I think some of you guys understand.
So, all right. So Jocasta's like, hey, guess what? I'm not giving my money to Bree after all. I'm giving it to Jeremiah because you like might not stick around, but like maybe you will if you know he's getting the money. And Roger's like, excuse me, and she like makes all these comments like, yeah, it's not easy to raise a kid that might not be your own. And Roger is just had enough.
I thought he was gonna haul off and punch a blonde woman.
I know. And he was like, cow. When he's like shoving up your hole or cramming up your hole, it was like.
That's what that was about, because I have that written down, and I'm like, why would I say that?
And it's all.
And you also skipped Murtaugh and Jocasta. You didn't say much about the two of them during the triple play or whatever you were calling it.
What's to say? I said like Duncan is proposing, and he's like, yeah, don't want to stand in the way of your happiness. Have at it, whatever.
I have Murtaugh. Why is Murtaugh doing Jocasta's side saddle?
Murtaugh's like, and there you go.
Hello. Hello.
All right. We're an hour and 10
Wait a minute.
in.
You know what? I have things to say. You keep rushing me.
Okay.
I believe me.
All right.
I don't want to be too long either, but you're skipping over my stuff that I want to talk about.
What are you going to go? Talk.
I'm sorry, but Murtaugh and Jocasta, I'd like to talk about them a little bit more, because I found that to be extremely hot. You know you are an older woman.
So did you think that was of the three threesomes, or the threesome, that was the best one?
let me tell you what I thought was cute. Number one, I think that Jamie and Claire worrying about waking the baby was just the cutest thing ever.
Yes.
I just thought that was theirs was so real. I really thought they were real. What's her name?
Bree.
Roger and Bree was fantastic. I loved when he was singing. That was like the foreplay. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was singing and she was just like, theirs was great. And then Murtaugh and Jocasta, I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. But I'm not kidding you. Go back and watch it again. It was like side saddle. Then that, see, you're jumping. Because then I have about the Lord John thing. Why do I have...
take notes.
What?
I thought you didn't take notes.
I texted you through the whole thing. I'm reading my text. Duncan lives in all caps. And then I have, Murtaugh, dinna be a douche. And then you have, oh my God, Archbug and Mrs. Bugger in this app. Because you were ahead of me.
Right.
Ulysses, cram it up your hole you were just talking about.
Right.
I asked you why she wanted to piss off Roger because I couldn't remember. And what?
It's a test. It's a test to make sure that Roger is gonna stay and is gonna be a good dad and a good husband, and he passed the test.
Okay, there is a question I have about Claire, but I think it's a spoiler, so I won't say anything yet. But I kind of feel like it should have been addressed by now, so I kind of don't. Something about her healing the sick. And you said she wants to make sure Roger's intentions are on the up and up. Cute hunter kid is that guy with a brand on his face.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, I don't know, because maybe there was somebody else with a brand, or I don't know. I honestly, people tell us in the comments. People will know what this is. All right, and that's where we left off here.
I hate that Roger is considered so weak by all I have at this point.
I know, but we've gone through that already. Can we talk about Jamie with Tryon? When Tryon the next day?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Tryon is like, I don't want to talk about this, during the wedding, because it's supposed to be all fun, but, pack your bags. Pack your bags, bro, because...
Oh, Jamie, I'm so happy for you and your daughter. Ready?
We're going to hunt some Murtaugh. And...
What a comfortable situation.
Yeah, he's got to gather the men and get Fitzgibbons. And Tryon's lackey, the guy, his sort of second, is hilarious. That's the guy that, Tryon sort of leaves with Jamie. He's like, okay, I'm leaving, my lackey here and all the platoon, and there you go, off you go. And the lackey's just, looks at him like Jamie. There's, this eye exchange that's just so funny. Go back and watch it. It's so funny.
Yeah, so, I saw that.
The lackey's like, oh, you better put your affairs in order. And Jamie's like, oh, shit. It was, that whole scene was great. It was really good.
That's what she said.
Say what?
Is that what you had said? Okay, Jamie, we're going now. You got to go next 1 week because you said you would do whatever. Is that what I had said?
Did I say that?
And was it Claire that was like, dang it, if you don't go, he gonna take the house. So get out. Get out there with him.
Okay. So then they have the really nice scene with Roger and Bree and Jemmy where Roger bursts in and Bree's like, huh? And Roger's like, give me a knife. And Bree's like, huh? And then they do the little, bone of my bone, blood of my blood, blah, 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 blah.
Now, I found that very interesting, and here we go again, book comparison number 2 for Carol for the evening. Maybe it's more than that. I am interested that Roger does not seem to be, you know what it is? When you're reading the books, you know what's going on in your mind. When you're watching on the screen, you don't.
Right.
So far, other than Jocasta mentioning that, oh, you don't really know if he's yours, whatever. Roger doesn't seem the slightest bit conflicted. In the book, Roger's hella conflicted. Trying really hard not to be and to be his dad, but bothered kind of. And
yeah, that's a good point. We haven't really let that simmer at all. I mean, we haven't seen Roger with Jemmy. That's really the first, honestly, when you think about it. He really didn't see him last season.
Right.
And then we had like 17 hours of the wedding. And really, this is like the first time like you've actually seen Jemmie and Roger in the same room.
Yeah.
So that's a point well taken, that you have not seen any sort of internal struggle on his part. And maybe that would be more effective to see. I think that's a very good point.
Because I kept wondering, okay, is this it? And that's fine with me. I really don't care.
Not like it wasn't effective. I mean, clearly, like, Jocasta's making a point that Roger, I mean, of course he's thought of that, but, like, I would say I'd give back one of the opening, exchanges between two people for a wee scene of Roger, something indicating that like seed of not necessarily like that he's not going to acknowledge Jeremiah, but like that there is that seed of doubt, like, is he the father?
He could have been alone with him in a room,
right,
and said out loud, like, "Oh, what, you've got big eyes," or something, and then kind of looked in the mirror, like,
or like somebody else would have said that, like, "Oh, he looks just like his father," or he doesn't look like you. He doesn't look like you. Like he looks like his mother or whatever.
Which he does. If you look at that baby, he does look like Bree. He does look like Sophie. Because I looked at one point in his eyes and I was like, oh my God, he really looks like her.
Right. No, I think it's a really good point. Well done.
So,
slow golf clap for Carol.
Tracey appreciates me. We'll see what happens going forward. I'm interested. I'm intrigued to know what's going to happen.
So, okay. Jamie comes in and he's in quite a pickle because the point is that he has to his conflict is that he has to get the Ridgemen to not only like agree to support him in the fight in the Redcoat cause, but he knows down the road when he pivots, he gonna need the men to support him to do that as well. So he's like, oh, what am I to do? And then he realizes the one thing that is going to kind of remind the men about their common background and culture and tradition. And he's like, And it's right out of, like, in The Patriot where,
I can't get it to where it's... Oh, there we go.
Where, like, Mel Gibson, like, goes into the trunk and gets all the, like, French and Indian War shit, and he's all in on this Revolutionary War now. And that is exactly, like, the music,
You're my child!
He opens the trunk.
I'm not a child. You're my child!
He opens the trunk, and the music starts.
And there it is.
And we are all like...
And I say, here it comes!
Yes!
And he's got his hand in there, in, like, there's the dirk, and there's the... and I know you guys can't see this. And then there he is, and Tracey says, oh my God, yes, King of Men.
So,
and then you have, it's like when the Patriot opens the chest to get out the French and Indian War stuff. And then I have, the how do I say this? The bodhran, the
bodhran,
the drum.
I guess, yeah.
Because that did it for me. All I had to do was hear that, and I was like, oh yeah, baby, he back.
So he's like pulls out the kilt and he's like looking at it, whatever. And then the next thing you see is Claire's like writing a letter or whatever, and she looks up and she's like, and you see Jamie in full regalia. And what's the line from Outlander? A Scot, in full kilt dress is a sight to behold, or whatever. I don't know. He totally is.
That's exactly.
He totally is. And I love beyond all belief that the scene between the two of them at that point is unspoken. If you notice this, that Jamie's there, Claire gets up, she kind of looks at him, she kind of nods a little bit, he kind of nods a little bit, and out the door he goes. He knows exactly what he has to do. She gets it. She's like, go for it. He's like, I will.
I just have to interrupt and mention Mop Tom, because with Claire looking out and being like, whoa, and seeing him in full regalia, all I could think of was my Tom loved suits. He had a million suits. He'd come down the stairs, and the kids and I would be down there, and the kids would be eating breakfast or whatever, and he would be like,
and then you would have the unspoken, like, you'd be like this.
And I would be like, oh, Tom, you look awesome. And he'd be like, huh? And he'd go, Cat, this doesn't just happen. And that's all I could think of.
There would totally be fist pumping. I'm sure there was fist pumping from the mantle, man. Like, Jamie is back. He's back.
That was a scene bitches. There are a lot of these scenes that I'm like, oh man, like I wonder what Tom would love this.
I don't wonder. I know there would be fist pumps. There would be fist pumps.
I'll tell you right now, he would have loved this entire episode.
I know. Because again, what was his problem? Claire emasculated Jamie all the time.
And she did not at all.
And she did not at all in this episode.
And he would have given Claire her propers. Yes, he would have said, Claire has been awesome. He'd be like, Cat, did you see the way she just looked at him? Like, sometimes I got to point it out.
I like that we can have the Mop Tom moment, just despite everything. Like that.
Oh, are you kidding? I'm like nervous that I'm getting you guys like uncomfortable because some people aren't, don't like to hear about. Tom is part of our daily life around here.
Yes, and I love this. I think it's great, and I thought the same thing, that Tom would just be like, yes, you go, Jamie, go.
Oh, he totally would have been. He would have gotten the scotch before me.
All right, we're almost there, and we're 1:22. So,
oh God, let's hurry this thing up.
Okay, so
I'm so sorry
so
for
much
you guys.
more.
I really do, and I'm sorry because I've been babbling tonight.
Let me ask you this: was that fire? Was that cross that they lit on fire there the whole time, and I just didn't see it?
I thought the same thing. I was like, I'm sorry. Were they all like around the cross going like, hey, oh. Like what? Where did this cross come from? And then I started thinking of Fiery Cross. Yeah, that's right. Like, what?
That happens way later in the book, by the way. But how
about the end when the cross is hanging off the cliff? And I was like, wait a minute, that's not where they were all standing yesterday.
Well, that made sense to me. That made sense to me that they put it there because that's how, like, when they light that the next time, it's a call to arms, and that's how everyone's going to see it. Like, because it's like on this high point and you're going to see it.
Well, it was a different cross because they lit the other one. So somebody's making themselves a lot of crosses.
It's kind of like, the town fire alarm is the fiery cross. Ironically, it's fire.
I would have, I would have liked if we would have seen Jamie at some point, like sitting there, like doing something. But they have to put the cross together.
But
you know what I mean?
He didn't know that was the plan. He didn't know that was the plan. He like sort of hatched the plan when he when he realized that he being a Scot and appealing to their Scotness is what was going to bring them on board.
Well, clearly at the Ridge, they just have a bunch of those crosses.
I don't know. I mean, I must not have noticed it the whole time, but maybe it was there. I don't know. I just don't know. So, all right. He lights the fiery cross. He makes a great speech. Will you stand by my side? I loved that he referenced and I wrote this down, the brothers in arms in this new country, meaning the Redcoats, because you know how the Scots feel about the Redcoats. Mm-hmm. And he is acknowledging that, these men are our comrades here. This is a new place. It's a new time. And they are not the enemy anymore. They really are. And I know that because I won't tell you why. But...
Next year when they are, I'll tell you then too. But for right now, today, they are not the enemy.
That was very well played, I thought. And then, you know, the men start, like, the Andrew Shue guy, who I'm thinking maybe is Ronnie Sinclair, is the first one. And he's like, I volunteer as tribute. And, you know, does the oath, whatever. Then Roger gets called over. And...
Red Rover, I call Roger over.
How shocked was Jamie? Well, first of all, how shocked was Roger when Jamie was like, you're a captain now? Roger's like, excuse me? And Jamie's like, don't worry about it. I got you back. Like, it's all good. Don't worry. But then, when Jamie's like, just repeat this after me, because clearly you're not going to know it. And Roger, like, just says the whole thing. And Jamie's like, excuse me?
Come again? Excuse me?
Maybe Roger's good for something. And I guess that's believable because, you know, Roger studied all this history stuff and whatnot and, like, would know that oath. I don't know. Or maybe he's just a Scottish guy and, you know, like, he went to the, like, I don't know, not American Legion, but, like, what the hell, the Shriners or the Elks Club or whatever. And maybe, it's not that. It's, what the hell? The Kiwanis? I don't know. Maybe they say that at those meetings. I don't know, whatever. But he knew the whole thing, and Jamie was very impressed. The fiery cross must be made of, like, Duraflame or something. Because it
was perfect.
It just kept burning and burning. I mean, that thing looked like it was made of straw, and it would burn up in 5 seconds. You know?
It remained a cross.
It remained a cross.
Yeah.
It was good. So... we see Claire and Jamie on the cliff with a new fiery cross, except it's not fiery, it's just a cross. And Jamie's like, yeah, I have to do one more thing. And Claire's like, yeah, go do it. And meet with Murtaugh. And they basically, Jamie and Murtaugh break up. They're on a break. Jamie's like, I release you from your bond. Go get a good head start and hide somewhere good.
I love that he was like, just hide good.
Yeah.
You know, like, where do you think he's going? I would go to Jocasta's and hide the hidey hole.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I'd head north. Although Murtaugh would not want to be in the city, but, you know, Tryon's the governor of North Carolina. He's not going to, like, you know, be tracking a guy to, like, New York. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll go... I don't know. Murtaugh could go anywhere. I don't know. Maybe he'll go to, like, an Indian tribe or something. I don't know. We didn't see any Indians in this episode, but
or maybe he's gonna go to Jocasta's.
I don't think he's gonna go to Jocasta's. I think that's the first place they'd look.
Nobody knows. Tryon doesn't know he's with Jocasta. That's the last place they'd look.
Jamie could figure it out, though.
Well, he's not going to. No. He's not going to lead them to him.
I don't think Jocasta's is a good hiding place. I think Murtaugh's got to get the hell out of Dodge.
I think hiding at Jocasta's is like hiding in plain sight. No one is going to think that a rough and tumble guy like Murtaugh would be at Jocasta's. No one is going to think that.
Yeah, but
the only thing that would maybe tie them together is their family heritage coming from Scotland and being, you know, having ties there. But wait a minute. How is Jocasta related again?
She's the sister of Colum and
Dougal.
Oh my God, Dougal! Thank you. It's getting late and I'm hitting the wall. And Jamie's mother. But
Jocasta is Ellen's sister?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. Yes.
That's the only tie to Murtaugh. That's the only tie.
Yes, there's some vague relationship there. I think maybe, I don't know. But I mean, picture that. Like, so Murtaugh's just gonna be locked in a room at Jocasta's? No,
he's gonna live at Jocasta's and have people looking to make sure nobody's coming. And when they hear someone coming, he's gonna get in the hidey hole.
What is he like? I mean, this is like Anne Frank kind of stuff.
And no one's gonna come because no one is gonna go, oh, I bet he's at that rich bitch's up on the hill. It's never gonna happen.
Would never do that. Murtaugh needs to be free, Carol. He needs to be free. And Jocasta's gonna marry Duncan Innes.
told to be free. My man just wants to go and get a little.
No.
He just wants to go and relax and have some servants, make him something to eat, and write
Girl,
his letters.
Do you even know Murtaugh?
Look, this is what I think. I think Murtaugh is going to have his little group running out of Jocasta's house, underground.
Well, no, okay. I could see where Jocasta's house could be like a stop on the Underground Railroad of this whole like web of revolution, if you will.
Yes.
But Murtaugh's not going to be there. Murtaugh's going to be like, you know, operating the operation from like a vantage point way, way, way far away.
Nope. You feel like it's 1743 and Murtaugh's in like the high woods. Is like in the highlands, the high woods. It is like living among the rock and the ain't happening. Murtaugh's getting older. He is with Jocasta. No one knows he's there.
I'll tell you, if I'm Murtaugh and I'm forced to go to a mansion, I'd go to Lord John's mansion before I'd go to Jocasta's mansion.
He and Lord John hate each other.
I don't remember. Do they?
Yeah, they don't like each other. And that would put Lord John in a horrific position because Lord John doesn't know.
But it's okay for Jocasta to be in a horrific position?
Jocasta, A, can take care of herself, and B, she is not afraid of trying and his little...
She's got way more to lose. She's got way more to lose than Lord John. She's a resident of North Carolina. If she is found harboring Murtaugh, the fugitive from justice, she's screwed.
The only thing that would tell me that he's not at Jocasta's is the way those two Nimrods left it. Like, I'm sure he'll make you happy or whatever the hell they said. So he kind of bowed out so she could be with Duncan. So like, yes, in that what am I trying to say? In that perspective, in that
regard.
What?
In that regard.
Yeah, in that regard, he's not, because they're going to play this dumbass, oh no, she's with Duncan, and she's going to be up, oh, I don't care, and then they'll finally get back together or something. But the bottom line, and then they'll get married or something, who knows. But the bottom line is, I wouldn't, what's he going to go hide out in the rocks in the mountains, and they're going to find him? Jamie said hide good. He's got to hide somewhere.
I told you. I think he's going to go up north. That's what I think.
All right, you guys. We want your comments. We want to know what you guys...
Wait. I just want to say, like, we fade out on poor sobbing Jamie, and he's all sad and sobbing. And
oh, my God. That was really...
A little bit. That was a hard breakup for Jamie. That's it. That's the end.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, I think I said this. Duncan Innes was in this episode. I just don't know who... I don't know. We need to like meet them all. Like they need to be wearing name tags or something. I don't know because there's a lot of them and I don't know who they are.
Yeah, it's like being back to season 1 when you were like, wait, who? Which one is that?
Which one is Angus and which one is the other one?
Who's the one who was doing the first pickled peppers?
Oh, that was John Quincy Myers, who I love so much.
And which one is he?
He's the mountain man guy that Claire took out his appendix or whatever at some point.
Okay, all right. All right.
Yeah, and then there was another guy, and I think that was Ronnie Sinclair, the same one that volunteered as tribute. Okay, we're done this time.
Volunteered as tribute. That just made me think of. I can't
even read this. What?
Hunger Games and Poe or whatever her name is.
That's what I meant it to do.
What?
So.
It worked.
Using the term
volunteer
as tribute.
With Bree or P or
no,
what is
I really wanted you to think of When Harry Met Sally. Why are you thinking of Hunger
Games? What is the younger sister's name in Hunger Games?
Oh,
Bree or P or
I know. Prim.
Pain in the ass. That kid ruined everything. It's all her fault.
I know. All right, we're done. We're done for this week. An hour and a half in. I think that's enough for the first episode. God help us, we're going to be 3 hours by the end. All right, you guys. Tell us in the comments what you think. As always,
as long as you think nice thoughts.
as always, we are on the website, outlanderpurgatory.com, which Carol's going to post more on. Maybe I'll even start posting on it, too, once I actually have my life back to myself and don't have to work 7 days a week. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, you guys. We never say that, but, like, that's the best way to get these videos the second they hit the internet. Like, the second.
You guys, seriously, I don't think I've ever asked for any of that kind of stuff, but I'm going to ask for that because that just makes our lives a lot easier. Yes. Is to please subscribe to YouTube, number one. Like, that's the most important, but everything else, if you can subscribe on Facebook, if you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, but please subscribe to the YouTube channel for the love of all that's holy.
Yes, we want to get our numbers up because we're learning more and more about YouTube.
Yeah,
and,
it can lead to cool stuff, but we're realizing like we got to get you know what, you guys, we don't do any of that stuff. Like we've never done half the stuff that people do. Like we've always been like yeah we'll make a video whatever, but now it's also like it's difficult for us. We're getting to this point where it's really. We love making these videos, and we wish we had the time and ability to make them all the time. But it's a little bit easier if you guys follow us.
Yes, and and that like allows us to do more things, like Carol said. We would like to sort of see where we could take all this stuff. So the more people that follow us, the better.
And requests and or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments as well.
So, yes, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We have to up our Instagram game. That's it's hard to have the time to do it all, but we'll figure it out. And that's it. So, happy Outlander premiere. Outlander is over. It's so great. It's so great. You guys, I'm just going to say, this year, you guys have been awesome and so great and so wonderful, and we love you guys so much. Thank you. And
thank you.
We will see you next